Okay, welcome. All right, welcome everyone. So today we're going to talk about what the metaverse is. Okay, so just a disclaimer before we start the show. Anything we share in this video is only for education and experimental purposes only. So before you buy anything, before you invest in anything, please do your own diligence and check to see if you understand the company, if you understand the ETF, if you understand the coin. Okay, so let me share my screen and we will dive into it. So now we know that the metaverse right now is super duper hot. So I'm going to share my screen. Can someone help me share my screen? Oh, Zach, can you help me share my screen? Okay, cool. All right, so let's dive into what the metaverse is. So, metaverse, Mark Zuckerberg actually changed Facebook name into Meta. So Meta Corp right now, Meta Corp, Facebook, Meta. So if you look at the ticker, if you look at the Facebook ticker symbol, which is right here, it's called Meta Platforms right now. So right now, the metaverse is becoming the next hot thing. We had the cryptocurrency, we had Amazon, we had Tesla, and before that, we had semiconductors, and then we have Apple. So right now, I really think the next big thing or the next big trend is Meta or the metaverse, right? So after Mark Zuckerberg announced that he's going to change the name of Facebook into Meta. A lot of these Meta stocks are actually growing. So, for example, if you look at the ETF, which is name is called Meta, even this ETF went up, right? So let's understand. In order to understand investing, we have to go back and understand what Facebook is about. So Facebook, if you have seen this movie called The Social Network, it talks about how Mark Zuckerberg founded Facebook and what are his core concepts. And there's one quote in this movie which is super duper important, which is quoted by Sean Parker. So Sean Parker said, well, he's a guy in the movie. He said, "We lived on farms, then we lived in cities, and now we're going to live on the internet." So this is a very, very core concept for you to understand what the metaverse really is. So right now we know, like, think about 10 or 20 years ago, what were we doing? We were going out, we were hanging with our friends. If you want to go dating, there's not even Tinder. And basically there was like blogs, right? People write blogs and people can comment on their blogs. But look at Facebook right now. So everyone or your friends look at TikTok, look at Instagram, all that stuff. You can see like our lives are literally, you post your photo, you post your video, and you post everything on Facebook. So Facebook has literally done its job. It said that now we are actually living on the internet. And Sean Parker, he is one of the co-founders of Facebook, and he's the founder of Napster. So if you are interested in the movie called The Social Network, please go and watch it. If you watch this movie, you will understand Facebook more, and you will understand why Mark Zuckerberg is saying that he's changing the Facebook name into Meta platforms. Okay, so now what is Meta? So Meta. There are actually some similar applications of the Meta world right now, and I'll show you a small video. So this is a video, and this is happening right now. So this is an AR and VR anatomy training. So what you'll do is you'll put on your goggles, you will hold onto you'll grab your handles, and then in front of your eyes, you can use those handles to actually do anatomy. You put on your goggles. So this is in a virtual world. You put on your goggles, your headsets, and you have your bars, and then you that's how you move around and you train. This is actually happening already. So this is just a small example of what the meta world is or could be. Okay, so now, but in this world, in this server, you can't interact with people yet. You're only by yourself. You can't really do anything yet. So there is another famous cartoon. This is called Excel World. Now, what you see here is that they have something. linked to their neural system. So what he's doing right now is he's actually just doing pointing some stuff on his bed, which is not underneath. Let me lower the volume a little bit. So, oh, that's his sister, by the way. So you can see if you go back here, you will see that there's nothing on the bed, but in his eyes, he can actually see all the things that are coming out, doing file transfers and all that stuff. So that's another example. So there's nothing right here. You don't see anything. So that's all you need to do. So that's another example of the meta world, what the meta world could look like. This anime is called Excel World. Another good example of Excel World is SAO, Sora Online. So what they have if they have special earpieces and goggles, once they're linked into the server, now they can do games together, they can fight bosses, they can communicate, form teams, and do a lot of things. So let me show you a small clip. So that's a headpiece right here, and then after they're in the real world right now, and then after some moments, this virtual boss, yeah. So that's it. Yep. So this is also another example of how the meta world could look like in our lives. So they're all linked to the server. Okay. So after that, so now this is anime. So what can we do and what can we invest in? So once you've understand what the meta world is or what it could be, the closest thing that we have right now is from this movie. For you to really catch this trend right, we definitely have to look at this ETF called Meta. It's called Roundhill Investments, all ETF holdings. So now if we go and look at the brands, right, you can see NVIDIA, definitely we need graphics card. Roblox, that one. This is a very, very new company. The stock price has really shot up really, really high. But if you know how to read financial reports, I would probably kind of invest in only a little bit or maybe stay away from this company because the financial reports aren't that great. So you can see this big boost right here. People are just crazy about Meta right now, so that's what contributed to the boost. Microsoft is definitely a good company, right? Unity is a company that makes AR and VR games. Meta platform, which is Facebook, definitely it was the guy who said they're going to change the name to Meta platform. Amazon. I'll tell you what, Amazon is because it has a lot of cloud services. So that's why if you don't have enough computing power, then definitely you should go into Amazon. Tencent is because Tencent has a lot of gaming companies inside Tencent. So this is why Tencent is in the portfolio. C, this is a famous company and they actually bought out Riot. So if you know League of Legends, C is a company. It has a lot of gaming companies under it and also has Shopee. It also belongs to C. Semiconductors and Qualcomm, definitely you need that. Apple, you definitely need that. Intel, definitely you need that as well. Advanced Micro, Coinbase, Google, Cloudflare is a very, very new company, but it's good enough. Adobe, because that's cloud and there's a lot of art design which is required. So Adobe, definitely, Photoshop and Illustrator. So this is what included. Alibaba, definitely, because it's in China, it owns a lot of gaming companies as well. EA, Electronic Arts, this company it's very good, very famous in the US. And even Walt Disney is inside this ETF. So if you just look at these, and Square and PayPal holdings are also inside. So if you just look at this portfolio holding, you can see that it's very oriented into the technology, the AR, VR, the design, the gaming, and the movie. Okay, so that's what Mark Zuckerberg is trying to move Facebook towards. Okay, so now, can you, if you know how to read financial reports, you can definitely look at these individual companies and buy them right now, right? If you know how to read financial reports. Now, if you're just like a very, very safe investor, like for me myself, even though I know how to read financial reports, but if I want to just invest in the concept, then I would just simply buy this Meta ETF. Where is it? Da-da-da-da. Oh, there we go. So you can see this big, nice boost over here. So now, can you buy this Meta ETF right now? Based on the technical analysis, it's kind of a dangerous, a little bit dangerous right now, because you can see the stochastic and money flow index. It's very high right now. Definitely not the perfect timing for you to buy. But if you go back and if you look at Facebook, Facebook is actually still, it's still hovering here, and you can see there's more room for Facebook to grow. So Facebook being the which one, the fifth largest holding in this ETF. So if you believe in Facebook, if you believe in Instagram, if you believe in living on the internet concept, then definitely Facebook is a stock for you to check out right now. And you can see this diagonal support. Once it hit the support, it went back up again. Broke the support, but went back up again. So Facebook is a pretty solid and strong company, and Facebook is probably the closest company um, into building a complete virtual world to us, because he actually did. Mark Zuckerberg actually did what he said with Sean Parker. We are living on the internet right now. Okay, so I hope this sharing is helpful. Now I'm gonna also talk a little bit about this Ethereum drop. Um, so right now there's a bit of Ethereum drop. So I'm just going to talk about this a little bit, because there was it's a 10% drop. So you can see it kind of it's hitting this support right here. So if you still believe in the crypto world, right, Ethereum is the most useful coin on the blockchain right now. Everything is built on Ethereum. So I was maybe buy a little bit of Ethereum. Now, I've introduced this UHodler platform before. If you haven't heard me talk about it, please go and check it out. I will show you how to invest in a very, very safe way. So for me, my wallets, you can see that most of my holdings are basically USDC coins. But why am I doing that? And it's simply because UHodler gives me a 12% interest rate on my stable coins or my USDC coins. So if you go and look at the payment that they pay me, where is it? And I'm actually taking a big advantage of it. So there it is. So you can see that it gives me like a weekly interest of 21 US dollars right now. So it pays me weekly. There's no locked in period. There's no locked in time. But the thing is, what I do with this money is very, very important. So right now you can see that my interest, I've been earning a lot of interest through this stable coin, and then not only you will get interest in USDC coins, but you will also get interest in Ethereum, Cardano. They don't have Solana yet, but what I actually did was I bought into some 88 coins. So 88, that's Cardano. And you can see that I still get like a 5.5% on Cardano. So I mean, investing is all about buying things when they're cheap and letting it go. And once you have done that, then your profits will continue to run, right? So Cardano, even though I bought it, I didn't buy it at the very low point. Right now it's still dropping. But the good thing about this is that it gives me Cardano every weekend. Okay, so that's my interest earned right here. It pays me Cardano every weekend, so I'm not afraid of the drop, because what I can do is I get more Cardano. Right? I get the probably same amount of Cardano every week, and then when the Cardano goes back up, I can sell it, and then I can transfer it to Ethereum or even USDC coins. So right now, I made some transactions. I just bought like a very limited, small amount of Ethereum. That's the minimum, which is around $128 of USD. C or USDC coins, and Cardano, they gave me 6%. Ethereum right now, because it's hitting this support line, it's not the perfect strong support, but it's an okay mid strong support. So that's what I did. I bought it, right, and I get my weekly dividend, 5.5%. I don't need to do crazy trading. I just leave it. I don't touch it. If it continues to drop, then I'll just keep on transferring my USDC coins, buying Ethereum or buying Cardano, and they will just keep on paying me interest. So I mean, to me, it's a very, very safe way of investing. And then once these are going, once they are reaching their previous high or previous top, then I can sell it and buy back my USDC coin to get my 12% interest. It's a very no-brainer and safe investing way for me. Okay, so if you have not had, you haven't tried uHodler yet, I'm gonna share this link to you guys, because I really think it's super duper good, and super duper useful, and because they actually pride themselves in saying that they are actually, they pay the highest interest rate. They pride themselves on saying that, hey, we pay the highest interest rates compared to any other platform. So there are a lot of good interest rates here. If you are into, if you like, Ethereum, if you like Cardano, wait for a big drop. You buy your Ethereum, you buy your Cardano, and leave it. Don't touch it. You gain the interest in the same coin. So if you don't need to worry about price fluctuation. Okay, so this is the end of my sharing for today. If you have any questions, you can comment below, and that's it. Okay, back.